Hi again. I did not think I was going to come on this soon. I go from not coming on for months at a time to doing 2 videos back to back. But I had a few people asking about it, and I figured I would do it now because then I could do the icing for all of them tomorrow. Just making it easier for me, and well, you guys wanted to see it, so why not just show you guys? So I'm actually going to show you how I glue my little thing to make the hole and everything, okay? A lot of people just explain it, and some may want actual visuals. So I get just a little cap bottle, this one was just like a Pepsi, and I reuse it over and over again, so you could see that there's glue in there. Okay, so yeah, I just use this one's a Pepsi bottle cap. You could use any kind of cap. You could even use like an old top of one of your fragrance oils. Even the poly one would be okay. And you want something that's going to be like deep enough, depending on the size of your hole that you want. Like this one's going to be a little bit smaller than that one. There you go. Okay, so it really depends. And actually, I'm going to use this one more time, and then I'm going to switch to a different kind because I find on the edge there. Oops, where are you guys? Okay, on the edge right here, there's like little lines there, and I find that shows up a little bit in the actual bath bomb. I'll go show you one that doesn't have icing in it. Okay, where are you guys? So can you guys see how it makes like little lines on the side? So I mean, you don't see it whatsoever once you put the icing in it, but I don't like that. So once I'm done this batch, just because I want the hole to be the same size. I keep thinking the camera's over this way, but it's this way. But yeah, I want them to be the same size, but once I'm done these ones there, I'm gonna try and use a different one. I just want to go put this back. Okay, sorry guys. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna show you guys how to do. Is the bath bomb with the little hole on top, and then tomorrow I'll do the icing, okay? So you're gonna need, like I said, the little cap, and then whichever size molds that you want. I prefer the metal ones. You can use the plastic ones if you want, like these ones here. I don't like these ones, they break, I don't use them. So you can do the exact same method on these ones if you want, but I would recommend to do it in these ones because then you can take it out, right? You could pop it out, because obviously, as you guys can see here, I've popped them off when I don't need it. So I used to make them, and I'm not sure what the size of these ones are. They don't even say it on there. If somebody's good with sizes there, but anyways, I used to make my bath bombs in this size here. I used to sell them 2 for $10 or $5 each, and I was not selling them. Not a lot anyways. And then when I went to these ones, I went to one size smaller, and I would sell these ones here $3 or 3 for $10 or $4 each, and I sell them like crazy. Now if you ask me, if you do 2 of these or 3 of these, it pretty much comes out to the same amount, right? But people are very visual, and they see only 2 baths with this one. They see 3 baths with this one, and I think that's what's causing people not to buy this size for me and to buy this size from me. So I do my little hole in the same size, and I will be selling these 3 for $12 instead of 10 because there's added stuff in there. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. Yeah, and hopefully it'll work just as fine. I think it will, because they're gonna be a little bit different than the regular ones. But anyways, let's move along. So like I said, your little cap, all you're gonna do is glue it so that it fits in the center like this. Okay, so you're gonna take your glue gun. And the nice thing about the metal is that it doesn't stay on there, right? It's gonna pop right off super easily, and it's not gonna burn anything. So I'm just gonna put some glue right on the edge here. My cheapy glue gun isn't gonna work. Oh Lord, I had it, oh, there we go. I had it going hot for too long. It was on that whole time. So because I've got a bigger edge there now, it's easier for me, but you want to try to stay away from the edge of it overflowing anyways. So now you're just going to pop that center it in the middle as much as you can, and that's all there is to it. So it's not going to fall out, it's not going to burn your mold, and once you're done, you can just pop it right out. So I am going to let that kind of sit while I mix my other mix. I'm just going to unplug this so I can get it out of the way. Okay. So that was that. Now I already have this already mixed up already. That's what was taking me a little bit of time because I was pre-mixing all my stuff. Okay, so got my trusty gloves on, and this is the same procedure as I just did, the same ratio and everything. So I could post it on this one too, but it's on the other one. So okay, and then me and my weird little and so the amount of rubbing alcohol, or like I know some people said that they do water, that's really going to depend on where you're from, right? So if it's really dry, then you might have to wet your consistency a lot more. If it's humid, you know, you might want to maybe add some harder butters. You might want to do, you know, some coconut oil or some cocoa butter or something in there to help keep things together. Bath bombs aren't as easy as people think they are. A lot of people, even in my area, you know, even customers, I have probably about 2 or 3 customers who have tried their hands after buying my bath bombs, have tried their hand at making them, and they'll come to me after and say, oh my god, I can't believe how patient you are. It's not an easy thing. I mean, when you've got everything working for you, then it's easy peasy, right? But when you're having to fight against certain things, it's not, until you get it right, it's not the easiest thing. So I'm going to test it, and it does fall apart. So I'm going to add a little bit of my, and again, like I was saying, the amount of squirts really depends. So if anybody asks me how many squirts I put in, I'm not going to be giving you an answer because I don't have one. I just kind of do, you know, 4 or 5 squirts or whatever and mix. And I've got a hole in my glove. Test this one out. I'm going to do just one more for good luck. There we go. So with these ones here, what I did, just to reinforce the outside, is that I did actually spray them once I was done with the rubbing alcohol, just because that edge is so thin that, you know, anything, any pressure, anything, it could collapse in and then it doesn't look all that great, right? So I definitely will be using that, the rubbing alcohol spritz afterwards. I'm just changing my gloves because one thing is I hate it when I have stuff under my nails. Okay. Get our new gloves on. Now I've got a little tray on the side here that I put all of my bath bombs in. Here, I could probably show you guys quickly. It's a tray like this, and I've got 2 layers of the bubble wrap down, and they actually connect, like there's little holes here, so I've got, like, I don't know, a whole bunch. So I just stack them up as I make my bath bombs, and then I can put them in the basement where I should be making all of my stuff in the basement, but it's the basement. It's dark. It's wet down there, so I don't think that the bath bombs do that great down there. So I just kind of pack them in there afterwards. Okay, I should show you guys what I'm doing instead of just talking, right? So because this part has the bottle cap in it, I just top it. I don't really worry about it and make a decent size mount. On this side though, I still stick my finger in the center and top them off. And then I just stick them together. Now I've switched from knocking on the top. Like you can see, these are my old ones. How like damaged they are. I don't know if you guys can see that. But I bang on these suckers like crazy. And I did a little bit on these ones too at the beginning, but then I kind of switched to banging on the edge. For one, it kind of, I try to eliminate as much of that, like that Saturn ring, that little edge. And it kind of just bangs everything out, and it actually releases it really nicely. And there you go. So it does crumble, and that's what I mean is that you're going to want to afterwards spritz it with the rubbing alcohol. Now I am going to put this back on. You want to keep track, and because I'm talking, I'm not keeping track. I try to keep track of opening this part last. So I want to open the full part first, because then you have to tip that into your hand and you're just going to squish it and ruin it, right? So I want to open this side first, okay? Because then you're going to tip it in your hand like this. You're going to lift the other side out, and then that's what you're going to be left with. So a little hole, and then like I said, you're going to want to spritz those afterwards with the rubbing alcohol to make them super strong. So I'm just going to put them on my little bed. So I'll do another one. I'll do a few. Stick your finger in the center. That's just what I do. Everybody has their own ways of doing things too. And then I smush them together. And you want to smush them tight. You don't want to... Okay. And I wasn't keeping track again. Okay, perfect. Tip it over, and like I'm shaky. Then that's why my edges kind of get cracked sometimes, because I'm really, really shaky. Oh, and that one even stuck. So what I tend to do then is put a little bit of it's the glue sometimes. Well, for me anyways, I find that that's what it is that if I did get a little bit of glue on the edge, that it can cause it to sometimes stick. So I just take a little bit of, okay, you guys know my hands are clean, right? I'm just going to take off my gloves so that I could do this a little bit more quickly. So I just kind of sprinkle it with a little bit of the baking soda, tap it out, and then you've got like a fresh kind of, it's going to leave a little bit of white on your bath bomb, but it's not the end of the world. And there we go. So that's a good little tip. Kind of nice that that did that, because some of you might run into that situation, and so it ended up coming out very nicely. Where do you get the metal mold? I got them from Zen, and I'm going to be very careful doing this. I got them from Zen. It's a Canadian company. You can also get them, no, it's not going to work. You can also get them, I've seen them, Jesus, off of Etsy. There's some China, you know, companies and stuff. You can get all different sizes from them too. And they're the same type of molds. Actually, I think these ones are from the Chinese one. My other ones are from Zen. But a lot of, like, if you're from the States, I'm gonna say even like Brambleberry and stuff would have them. But yeah, check out saying I'm talking and I can't concentrate on which side my thing is on. But yeah, just kind of look around and you'll see on any of like the good soap soap supply companies and stuff, they should have them. They're pretty you know, this is what people tend to use now, so they're pretty popular and easily accessible anyways. But like I said, if you can't find them, if you really can't find them, send me a message and I'll send you the link to where I got these actual ones off of Etsy from that Chinese supplier. I can do that for you guys. And then, like I said, anybody from Canada, you can get them from Zen. And there's all different kinds, like sizes. There's like the little size too, that I've been having such a freaking pain with. Though, I'll show you the one size that I've had good, I've had success with making them, and I've had success with selling them too. It's this size here. It's the 1.5 inch. That size right there. I sell them in a bag of 7, all different colors and scents, and they sell like hotcakes. I can't keep them in stock. These little ones are the ones that I'm having a big pain with. And again, it's my mixture apparently. I'm having to tweak it a little bit and I just don't have time. I've tried about 4 or 5 batches already, and sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. So I'm not going to give up on them, but I'm not going to be using them when I have a lot of stuff to do. So that's that. But yeah, you can get all kinds of sizes and stuff. So there's another hole. And normally I don't have to do this so much. I actually pay attention to what I'm doing, but I'm talking and I'm having a hard time. You don't want to tap too much on the top because that's when you're gonna break the little edges there, okay? So you just keep going, and then like I said, spritz them with rubbing alcohol afterwards too, just to really help keep them, you know, together. And then tomorrow I'm going to show you guys how to do the icing for the donuts and for these ones here. And I'll keep one of the donut molds to mold tomorrow too for you guys so you can see. But super easy, honestly. Like, you know what, I'm going to do it right now. I can just add liquid to the mixture once it hardens. Let's do this little one here. I've got that little one right there. All I'm going to do is flip the entire thing over. You could put parchment paper down if you want. I hope you guys can see. Okay, so you just flip it over, tap on it. And that's it. So that's all you do. You just turn it over, tap on it. Sometimes you got to tap on it pretty hard. But just try not to, you know, kind of go around and just lift it up a little bit on the side right here. I've got my fingers underneath, just so that you can kind of see too. There's times where they do get, you know, they're stuck in there. So I just lift it up and I kind of look underneath here. And once they knock out, you know, and I just go through all of them, and that's all I do. So it's super easy. You don't have to push on them. You don't have to do nothing. They just fall right out. And these ones too, if you want to do like a little dusting of baking soda just to make sure that they don't stick, you know, any parts could stick or anything like that, you could do that too. I've never had to do that, but I've seen people do it. But yeah, so it's super easy to take those out. So I'm gonna finish these so that I can actually get them going and stop breaking them and whatever. And then yeah, like I said, I'll show you guys how to do the icing like this there on the top. And then I'll ice the donut sandwiches is what I wanted to call them, the donut sandwiches together too. So I'll do that tomorrow. It'll probably be again around lunchtime, like 12-ish or so. So you guys can stay tuned for that tomorrow, and I'll talk to you then. Bye.